At the end of the Permian, Earth was unified into one single supercontinent, Pangaea. Upon this land, the ancestors of mammals were at the peak of their evolution. Alongside the great seed-bearing Glossopteris fern forests that blanketed the vast continent. On land, the massive saber-toothed predator, Inostrancevia, is on the prowl. Hunting the slow and armored herbivore, SC Utasaurus, in a thriving ecosystem. Beneath the shallow seas lies a world just as tranquil and abundant. The last of the trilobites anchor themselves to the sandy bottom, while ammonites swim with grace through the warm, shallow waters. But the geological clock has finally struck. The planet prepares for a series of catastrophes, pushing all life toward extinction. The disaster begins from deep within the Earth. The mantle erupts violently in the Siberia region, opening geological wounds that cannot be healed. Molten lava pours out like a flash flood, spreading across millions of square kilometers of the surface. This eruption continues for hundreds of thousands of years. But lava is not the most terrifying killer. Magma floods into and burns the vast coal deposits beneath the ground. This combustion creates massive, dense, black clouds. A colossal amount of greenhouse gas is released, rising into the stratosphere, completely obscuring the sunlight. Carbon dioxide and methane envelop the planet, trapping heat and triggering extreme greenhouse effects. The atmosphere can no longer support life. It has become a weapon of global destruction. Volcanic sulfur rises and mixes with the clouds, turning into devastating acid rain falling upon the Earth. Vegetation, the lungs of the planet, collapses first. Even the resilient Glossopteris fern cannot survive. Millions of hectares of forest stand dead. A lightning strike tears through the sky, triggering forest fires across the globe. Turning the Pangaea supercontinent into a giant burning cauldron. The forest dies, and the food chain breaks completely. The apex predator collapses from smoke and hunger. Mudslides and desertification sweep the land, turning Earth into a dead planet. But the most terrifying consequence takes place in the ocean. CO2 dissolves and compresses into the seawater, turning the entire ocean into a giant acid tank. The acidification immediately destroys marine life. Creatures with limestone shells begin to transition, stripped of their protective shells while still alive. The great coral reefs melt completely under the suffocating water. The warming ocean to 40 degrees Celsius eliminates oxygen solubility. Survivors of previous disasters now curl up in desperation. Global ocean currents stop flowing entirely. Stagnant water triggers anaerobic bacteria to develop wildly, consuming the remaining oxygen and decomposing the corpses, releasing large amounts of poisonous hydrogen sulfide. The gas rises to the surface, killing everything in its path. The marine ecosystem is completely paralyzed by severe oxygen starvation, burying themselves in the toxic black mud to seek oxygen. The ocean has turned into a suffocating lime kiln. There is no exit anymore. Life on the blue planet is counting its final breaths. The marine ecosystem is completely paralyzed by severe oxygen starvation. Yet, it is the most brutal period life has ever endured. The ocean has turned into a suffocating lime kiln. Camera sweeps over beaches piled high with ancient biological debris, buried under thick ash from Siberia. Earth falls into a haunting silence. No more roars, no more flapping wings. The Permian-Triassic extinction is the darkest chapter, bringing the planet to the edge of absolute death. But life never gives up. Though fragile, the seeds of survival quietly hold on. As ash settles, the sky clears again. Deep in a damp rock cave, the most resilient survivors step out from the shadows. The ancestor of mammals, L.Y. emerges again. Great revival starts from the smallest things. They are the first bricks to rebuild the world. The Triassic, the beginning of a new era.